Wind swept across southern areas. This weather watch photo behind me in Poole in Dawson depicts that. We've got wind swept yucca plants there, choppy seas. We've had gale force winds and heavy rain all tied in with a deep area of low pressure. That's going to ease away over the next 24 hours. As we head into the weekend, it'll turn a little bit calmer, a little bit quieter, but it will be a little bit cooler at times as well.
Hello there, good afternoon to you. It's looking rather breezy through the rest of today. There'll be plenty of cloud around with showery outbreaks of rain vary on and off. Some of that rain falling heavy in places, and we may hear a few rumbles of thunder.
Hello there. Very good evening to you. The weekend now around the corner, and after seeing some outbreaks of rain today, we've ended March with a rather wet note. And that wet weather continues as we go into the first day of April. Of course, tomorrow, the 1st of April. Saturday, a cloudy day to come with some outbreaks of rain. But by Sunday, we do begin to see something a little drier for all of us too. And actually in the sunshine at this time of year, it's gaining so much more strength. It begins to feel that bit more pleasant. So top temperatures as we go through Sunday, yes, back in towards the mid-teens, and it starts the new working week like that too. Take care.
No, in fact, it's been a really wet month for some of us, Arita. Across England, provisionally, it has been the wettest March since 1981. Now, we really did need some rain. It's been very dry for many months recently, but we have seen quite a lot of it in places. Not everywhere, though. The north of Scotland, there are some places in northern Scotland that up to 9 o'clock this morning had only seen just about half of the rainfall they'd normally expect in March. Compare that with parts of eastern England, which have seen 3 times the rainfall they would normally expect. While these temperatures might not look too spectacular, given any sunshine, it won't feel too bad. So after a really soggy March into the start of April, it will slowly, through the weekend, become drier and brighter.
But it wasn't that long ago we were talking about droughts and the shortage of rain. We're all a bit fed up with it now.
Well, one wet month isn't going to solve all of our drought issues, Assad, but we certainly have had one wet month. We've had a lot of rain this March. This picture sent to us by one of our weather watchers in Richmond just a little earlier on. Now, through the weekend into the start of April, slowly but surely things will dry out and turn a little bit brighter.
Hello there. The last day of March was an unsettled one across the southern half of the UK. Plenty of showers, areas of heavy rain and strong winds.
And it is the last day of March, but still no real sign of spring. Well, Becky joins us now. Becky, it's just miserable out there, isn't it?
Yes. Do you know what? It's taken a long time for me to actually feel everyone else's misery, because I am relentlessly optimistic with the weather. I'm there now. Yeah. Yeah. I am there. It has been miserable. And in fact, the Met Office have just released their latest stats for March. And if you're feeling miserable about the weather, there is very good reason. Let's have a look at those scores on the board. It certainly has been incredibly miserable. We have had a wet and dull picture across England and Wales, and it's been colder than average for northern Scotland as well. Let's have a look at some more delightful stats for March 2023. There we go. We've seen almost twice as much rainfall as we normally would have done, and around just above half as much sunshine. So if you're feeling thoroughly miserable, then there is your evidence as to why. It also has not been boring, because it's been very lively indeed in the last 24 or so hours. We've seen some very strong winds, particularly towards the south. The Isle of Wight, around the Needles, 79-mile-an-hour gusts. So if you were on a boat, that would have certainly felt pretty spicy, as I can lay testament to, a few years ago. Anyway, the good news is that the weather is set to change. We are expecting things to actually improve. Now, the reason that the weather has been so blimmin' awful for so long is areas of low pressure dragging in rain from the Atlantic. This relentless barrage of that rain, but high pressure is building all the time, as you can see, and that is going to give us something altogether rather more cheerful, drier, yes, and brighter, just in time for the Easter holidays. So, looking ahead to this weekend, this improvement in the weather is going to take its time to kick in. Bear with me and trust me on this. Let's have a look at what's happening in the next 24 or so hours. Now, we certainly are expecting I tell you what, let's see if the graphics are going to work. It's all happening at the moment. It's Friday night. I tell you what, I'm going to stop coming in on a Friday if we can't get these graphics to work. There you go, the magic of television. So this weekend's often going to be cloudy, wet and breezy on Saturday, but turning drier and brighter from Sunday. And that's the bit that we need to hang on to. It's that area of high pressure that's going to start to really be in charge of our weather over the next few days. Everywhere there is a collective sigh of relief from parents thinking, what are we going to do with the kids? It'll be drier, cloudier midweek next week, brighter again for the end of the week.
Thank goodness.
Goodness.
Thank goodness. Becky, thank you.
You're welcome.